Live from the campus of Washington and Lee University, this is a Channel 18 Rockbridge News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Sophie Badani, and this is the Tuesday Live News Update. President Donald Trump welcomed Brazil's new far-right president, Jair Bolsonaro, to the Oval Office today. The two exchanged soccer jerseys amongst conversations about trade in Venezuela. Both leaders are fierce critics of Venezuela's socialist president, Nicolas Maduro. Trump also said that he supports Brazil's efforts to gain certain NATO privileges, as in Trump's words, a major non-NATO ally or maybe a NATO ally. While sitting with Bolsonaro, Trump continued his attacks on late Senator John McCain, saying this.
I was never a fan of John McCain, and I never will be.
The Supreme Court made it easier today to detain immigrants with past criminal records in a 5-4 ruling. The court upheld that immigration officials can indefinitely detain non-citizens awaiting deportation and do so without a bond hearing, even long after they've served time for criminal convictions. In some cases, that could be months or even years. Nebraska residents are struggling to deal with some of the worst flooding the state has ever seen. John Lawrence has the full story.
Record-breaking floods in Nebraska, producing islands in the landlocked state.
So many people are being displaced. We've got towns that are isolated.
Governor Pete Ricketts says this could be the worst flooding Nebraska has ever seen, but residents are working together.
People are pitching in to help their neighbors. We've had great response from Nebraskans all across this state, and the victims have got a great attitude.
More than 130 emergency declarations made for Nebraska's cities and counties. The Nebraska Emergency Management Agency says this flood has already cost the state more than $205 million.
You got your canoe ready?
Yeah.
Another spot feeling the wrath of floodwaters? Parkville, Missouri.
Seeing it like this it's always crazy.
It's pretty unreal. This is phenomenal. This is crazy, that it's so deep.
I was shocked.
Major flooding in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where some residents have already started to get rid of damaged goods.
We're just going to get the furniture out, the appliances, just try to clean up as much as we can. Overwhelmed.
Other states affected include Iowa and South Dakota. President Trump tweeting support to both Monday. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Authorities in Virginia say charges are pending against the driver of a commercial bus that overturned while traveling from Florida to New York, killing 2 people and injuring others. Virginia State Police say that the Taos Travel Inc. bus had 57 people aboard when it overturned on Interstate 95 today in Prince George County. Spring officially arrives tomorrow. Our weather anchor Isabel Chiodo will tell us all about the forecast in the new season. New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Arden spoke with religious leaders at Parliament Tuesday. Arden delivered a passionate speech, urging the shocked nation to remember the victims killed in the mosque attack, rather than the white supremacist who live-streamed his attack on Muslims at service. Formerly sealed, redacted documents were released this morning concerning the raid on Michael Cohen's home last spring. We now know investigators went after Cohen's Gmail accounts going back to 2015. Prosecutors asked for data from Cohen's cell phones the month before the 2016 election. They also tracked Cohen's calls for 2 months after the raid, when he was in touch with Trump and his lawyers. Cohen is expected to start serving his time behind bars for numerous crimes, including campaign finance violations this May. How much are you willing to pay for a pigeon? Because the price may be higher than you think. Jeremy Roth has the story.
A bidder in China just nabbed a prized Belgian racing pigeon at auction for $1.4 million, which I think we can all agree is a lot. Okay? Yeah, yeah, I can't pull that off. The bird, Armando, is considered the best long-distance racing pigeon of all time. That's according to Pippa, the website that organized the sale. The high price was a result of an hours-long bidding war between 2 parties. Pippa says Armando is the most expensive bird ever to be sold at auction. I mean, it makes sense. If only pigeons were somehow easier to find. Maybe someday, but until then, better start saving. Hey, I did it!
That's what I'm talking about.
Tune in Thursday when reporter Jimmy Johnson will bring us a story on Rockbridge High School's Danielle Crawford. Crawford won the state title in shot put and recently competed in a national competition. Thanks so much for joining us. Remember to tune in on Thursday at 5 p.m. for our live newscast, or watch anytime at rockbridgereport.wlu.edu.